We're Kyle and Madie, and we just traveled the world for 7 months, starting in Eastern Europe and seeing all over Asia on only $60 a day as a couple. Oh, we didn't mention our place does not have air conditioning or Wi-Fi. If you haven't seen our last video, we showed you our last week of travel and the process we went through to buy a 2008 Chevy Express 1500 van that we're now converting into our home that we will ship to Europe. We are attempting to do this build on a budget, but what's even crazier is that we're needing to finish this build in just over 7 weeks while working full-time jobs. How hard can it be? We were really lucky that our van had already been gutted, so we started our first day cleaning and preparing for our insulation and flooring to go in. We are officially starting our van build and we are so excited, but there's a few little tedious things that we have to do first.
Yep, so our first steps is today we're going to pull up the old padding and I guess like rubber matting that's on the floor, and we are going to clean up the metal and prepare it to lay down our foam board, insulation, and hopefully the subfloor.
You never completely know where things are when you haven't lived at home in a while. So now that we have everything out of it, we have to actually peel up the flooring and then wash it with soapy water so that it gets all the nasty grime off and we can actually go and paint some kills on it and fix any like rust spots that there may actually be.
All right, let's peel up the flooring.
So we are going to be spraying rust-oleum on our metal, on the pieces that are kind of a little bit rusty or pieces that are scratched that could become rusty. Rust-oleum, it's raining. Rust-oleum helps prevent rust from starting, so it's really important in these like big metal vans to use this to try to keep some rust off.
What are you doing?
So this is kilz. It is something that you can paint. People paint it a lot of times in like bathrooms and stuff. It helps prevent mold and mildew, and that's super huge in camper vans and RVs because they're notorious for getting mold because there's so much moisture from you being in here and sleeping in here. So we're really trying to put some preventative measures around the doors where it might get wet, and around the kitchen where it's going to get wet as well. So this is just, you don't have to do this, but it's just a precaution that we're doing because it was like 12 bucks for this paint, and why not?
We're wrapping up for our first few hours of, I guess, renovating the van. So we'll be back tomorrow to do quite a bit more work.
Our major goal for today is to try to get our insulation and our subfloor in. That way we can start doing wiring and stuff when that comes in. We have ordered a ton of things on Amazon, and so a bunch of stuff is coming in, but we can start doing electrical soon, so we really want to get the flooring done and then wait to actually put the legit laminate flooring in until we're ready to build things because we don't really want to ruin it right away. So first things first, we need to start measuring some stuff and cut it out. What are you doing?
Trying to find our shotgun mic out of our bed bug infestation zone.
I don't think we actually officially told you to, but on our way home from Indonesia, we unfortunately found out that we're like 90% sure we had bed bugs, and we had bites all over our bodies. So we have a little bed bug quarantine zone in the garage. So we're trying to kill them all before bringing them in, which would be an absolute disaster. So Kyle is going to find a caulk gun so he can actually physically glue the foam board down to the metal of our van. But I just measured out the dimensions that we need very roughly. There's actually some stuff we have to cut around, which is super difficult. But we would usually use a box cutter to cut the foam board, but again, like I said yesterday, I don't know where anything is at my house anymore. So we're gonna use a serrated knife, which should work just fine. But we're gonna make our first like rough cut of it.
So to start, we're laying down 1/4-inch foam board. This is like our flooring insulation essentially. And then we're gonna put a 1/4-inch OSB subfloor on top. And then we'll be able to lay our like laminate flooring. But we're also tucking it up under some existing car mat in the front, just so we have like a nice smooth transition into the front of the van. Well, first piece is in. We do wish that we shoved some like almost like some painter's sticks in right here on this edge, because there's not a rib to hold the very edge up, but we might do that still. We'll see.
What's the idea of it?
Well, just like right here on the edge, there's not like a border that holds the edge up. We're gonna be walking here a lot, so I just want it to be a little more solid. We gotta finish up laying the rest of our foam board insulation, and then we are going to put the 1/4-inch plywood on top, and we want to cut that a little more exact just because it's gonna be like kind of our actual flooring almost. So
This is insulation tape, so obviously we couldn't fit all of the foam board in here in one piece, so we have to kind of piece it together now that we're like in the back of it. And this pretty much just makes sure that no air gets in between the insulation and helps keep everything cool or warm, whatever it is outside.
well, now the insulation is done, I have to cut down the 1/4-inch OSB subflooring, and we don't have any sawhorses here, so I have to set it up on a wagon. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of work with what we have right now. Safety first. Alright, to put our first board in, we have the gas tank filler, like the funnel, I guess. It's in the way on the floor, so Maddie made me a little like cutout so I can just trace this and cut it. Guess it should work. And then
Oh, I forget which way it goes.
I'll look.
I think it's this way. It's this way.
So yeah, I'll use that. And Maddie got me some measurements on where to place that on the board. So here we go.
And then I'll round you out a little bit better.
Here goes nothing.
Oh gosh, this is scary.
You're positive that was the correct side to measure from?
I'm like 90% sure. Kyle doesn't trust me. To be fair, I don't think I would trust me either. Did I girl boss that or what?
That's up.
Woohoo!
Well, we forgot that we don't. The only tube of caulk to adhere the, I guess not caulk, but
The caulk gun.
the
that
glue.
We have.
Yeah, we only have a small caulk gun right now, so we have to go get a big one. We're just gonna borrow one from Maddie's grandparents. So.
And it's just like a 5-minute drive away, but we're gonna finish cutting out the rest of the boards first and then go over, because the gluing down is like the easy part, and
yeah. It's unfortunately raining today, so it's kind of hard to, probably can't see it, but it's hard to keep it dry in here at the moment. So,
yeah. Especially we don't want to get our wood wet and stuff, so.
Well, it's got a couple more pieces to go.
We celebrate the little goals here. No! Was it really? We just have one more piece of wood to cut until we are done with the subfloor. We then have to glue it down, but again, we haven't gotten the caulk gun from my grandparents yet. But that is the last thing we have to do. How's it feel, Kyle?
Pretty good. Almost done with our first task.
So close.
Messed up a little bit, so I have to recut a piece. I didn't measure the correct spot for where to cut, so this one's going over to the reuse pile. Welcome back. After a couple days, we spared you the boring part of gluing the subfloor to the insulation. For that, we used liquid nails on floor and deck, but it seemed to work pretty good. We had a bunch of rocks that we laid out on it so it would hold down good. But today, I guess, we are gonna put in a thin insulation that has like a reflective layer to it that's gonna go on the walls, and we have to figure out some electrical stuff.
We're also going to put a thin layer of kilz just over where the wood is going to be on the outside. We do have actual laminate flooring that's going on this, but we just want to protect our wood and everything as much as possible from mold and mildew, which is pretty important in a van.
While Maddie finishes that, I am going to get our thin insulation for the walls and ceiling, and I'm going to start to measure some of that out and see if I can cut it and put it up. We got this insulation from Maddie's aunt, and they just had it laying around because he actually built out a trailer like a year and a half ago, and he didn't end up using this, but yeah, we're just putting this in the van because it has the reflective layer that hopefully will help with some heat, like keeping heat out, and yeah, I guess we'll see. We're gonna put it up.
Got pretty lucky because the height of our walls is 50 inches and this insulation is 48, so call it a good day. But it's actually gonna be a little bit more difficult than we thought because we have to actually cut around all of our little beams that we have in here, so let's do it.
This is actually going a lot quicker than we thought it would, so should be done with it in like next half an hour probably, and then I guess we don't have anything else to do tonight, but yeah, we just really have to look at electrical stuff. Well, we just sat here for like 45 minutes and we kind of taped out where our like permanent bed would be and permanent seating, and then kind of trying to see where like kitchen counters are gonna be, but trying to figure out also if we can fit a little extra spot for like another bed that somebody could possibly sleep on. But I don't know. I think we have to kind of order some stuff, look at some more dimensions.
For sure. It's very hard thinking about this.
Yeah.
Not.
So, well, I think I'm done with this part. We're done today.
Yeah. We'll see you some other day. Whatever day that means.
Yeah.